We're at the cottage in Gaylord, Michigan. And on the way up here, we stopped at Wojo's and we stopped at Myers to pick up some groceries, and I got a few things. So, at Myers, I wanted to get these red drift carpet roses the last time I was up, but I thought by the time I looked at them and saw them, it was getting later in our trip, and I like to plant them first thing so that I can water them in the whole time we're here. They get a good start. So I figured, I'll come back. They'll have them on sale. They did. They were 50% off. Yeah, they're a little bit sad, but I just got the ones that looked like they had the best leaves on them. That's the one. I got two of them, 50% off. They're only like $7 each. So at Wojo's, first thing I grabbed were these hostas, and they were 50% off also. And I like those because of the white. I think it'll really show up from a distance. And let's see what these ones are. This is, are we going to focus? Focus. Hosta wide brim. Can you see that? Let me. Wide brim. Perfect. Okay. So, then what I really wanted was the catnip or nepeta, and I found some. I went with these ones. They were a little bit bigger looking for the spot that I want them, and these are cat's meow. So I got 4 of them. 2 more there. Okay, the alliums. What kind did we get? These ones are the Millennium. Aren't they cute? Might have to plant those somewhere to help keep the deer and stuff away from things. I've had the deer chomp on a few things. So we got a butterfly bush. This one is Miss Violet. And the one in the middle is a sedum. What was the name of this one? Oh, it was a fun name. Let me see. I still can't see it. Dazzleberry. Love the color. Actually, the whole combo right here looks beautiful right now, doesn't it? Okay, well, we just got here. Grass always needs to be cut. Gardens all need to be weeded, and I plant these things. Then I'll do a tour and show you how it turned out. Can't wait. Hi, I'm Julie with the Bluebird Home and Garden channel. I'm going to take you on a tour of our cottage garden up here in northern Michigan. Not much going on at our house in Canada, but we've been working on gardens up here, so I'll show you what we did. I have some pictures of some plants that we got at Wojo's. We stopped there. We've stopped a couple times there and loved that on the way coming up, and planted them, and we'll show you what we did. Let's see, what's new in this one? So we got our hens and chickens little river. It's looking fabulous. I don't think we planted too much in here. Did we, Brad?
Down at the far end there's a red, is it red?
Yeah.
A sedum thing?
But here we've got this ice plant we planted last time, and it all open in bloom right now. It opens with the sun and then seems to close in the shade. It's supposed to be a dazzle pink amethyst or something. I don't believe the tag was right because that looks pretty orange to me. I love the orange, especially with the purple of the geraniums in the back. They're doing wonderful. They're such hardy plants. Lavender is going to bloom here. Lavender doesn't do as awesome up here as what I had hoped for, but it's a nice little plant, and it seems to stay alive when we're not here very often, because we're sometimes 5 or 6 weeks between coming up here. So when I'm up here, I baby these plants like they can't live without me, but then they've got to be for 5 or 6 weeks. So I got to be careful of what we pick. So the daylilies, we transplanted that from down there. It looks great, just hasn't bloomed. This is a dianthus that I put in last time. Sweet Pink Magic. It was all in bloom when I put it in. When I got up here, the blooms were all spent, so I trimmed them all off. And since we've been here, we've had a tremendous amount of rain and sun. It's been pretty spectacular, actually. And it's already got blooms getting ready to come back up on it. So I thought it was done for the year, but it looks like it's got a little bit more hurrah to it. Here's our Pugster pink butterfly bush. I love this thing. I cut off some of the spent blooms on it too. And it's got more coming, and I didn't realize, I wasn't expecting it to continue blooming like that. It looks great. Divided up a Stella d'Oro lily. It looks a little sad there, but it's still alive. The Russian sage is blooming. This is the best it's ever done here. I'm really happy with that. All right, Artemisia, that nice fluffy silver mound there, is beautiful. This rose I transplanted last time we were here from the front, and it is red and white. I did get some beautiful pictures of it. Look at that. You get a close-up on that. That is so pretty. It's supposed to be red and white, but it's
Mostly white.
and with the pinker look to it. I think it's beautiful. It's got a little black spot on it. I'll have to figure out what that wants. Decided to trim back the Wigula this time. I was letting it grow just wild and do what it wanted. I'm happy with trimming it back because I like to see the bottle tree. Yeah. Brad and our daughter Tori, she did that in art class years ago in high school, and we love it. So, all right, this is new Dazzleberry sedum. Apparently, I like plants that are named after food, and berries especially, because I've got a lot of them. Let's see, speaking of that, here we've got the Lemon Love Hooker Corabelle, and this is the Peach Berry Hooker. So we put these in last time, and I am really surprised at all the new growth to them being left, like all this new reddish color. It's beautiful. The stuff underneath with the green on it is what it came with. I love the color, and if it's going to
There's our pig.
survive here, then we're gonna have to get some more of those. Yeah, our pig, he looks like he needs a little paint job though, doesn't he? I touched him up. This is the Frozen Margarita, another plant named after food.
Or drink.
Or drink. All right, so let's just walk along here. This garden down here is
There's her little
a bit shaded,
gnome there.
and for some reason I seem to like the variegated plants. I just got these hostas and put those in. These are wide brim. I like the variegated leaves, of course, but I like that they're a nice green, and then it's a cream on the side. It's not white, it's cream. And I think it looks really cool, especially with the fairy houses. And like I said, apparently I like the variegated in this area. It is shaded, so it's darker, so the lighter colors on the variegated stands out. So there's the dogwood there. Behind that is a periwinkle that's variegated, and then this is the euonymus that's also variegated. I do need to put a little bit of color in here, and if those hookeras are gonna perform like that, then there's gonna be some more hookeras put in here. Yeah. Okay, Bobos have blooms on them. I didn't think they would bloom in here because they really don't get much sun. You can see there's a little bit of sun on them now. They get like filtered sun through all these trees, just little breaks here and there. That's the Lemon Love Hooker, and it's got some new leaves on it too. So I was about ready to pull at least this one out because it looks a little smaller, and I thought maybe it was getting less sun, but it seems to be surviving. So I'm going to leave it a little longer. We'll see what happens. Okay. Our moss.
Oh, yes.
So I've had a moss project going on. There's moss everywhere here. And I've been for years trying to pull the grass out of the moss, hoping that I could just get a nice mossy lawn, which is very ambitious. After COVID, though, I think the 2 years of having long grass, the moss was able to grow underneath more. I'm suspecting that.
Yeah, look up here by the garage. It's
Yeah,
like,
so that's where I started.
it's like
And
total
I
mat.
just went crazy with the weed whacker trying to get the grass out instead of picking it. And that's what I'm going to try. I'm going to try to just keep it so that it's cut and let the moss take over. It looks like a nice carpet. I'm thinking some nice painted ferns or something along the house would look good against the moss. We get mushrooms here, all kinds of different mushrooms in with the mosses. It's really cool. So we kind of just left this guy because we enjoyed looking at him. Okay, let's go over to the other entrance gardens. The mosses there's different kinds of mosses here. So like some of them are a thick puffy moss, and then some of them are like see how tight to the ground this is? Which is kind of interesting. We got little fairy doors, fairy houses. We put some fairy silhouettes up, but it's really hard to see on camera. And I'm okay with that because I think it's nice to have to come and see things yourself, you know? All right, so the deer are the issue here. We got these little deer deodorizers with the mothball stuff in it, and it seems to have helped the arborvitaes, my northern Michigan topiaries, and they're starting to fill back out a little bit, but the phlox didn't make out so good. There was some Asiatic lilies that were a nice orange color. They were beautiful. They bloomed for the first time in years that I've seen, probably because of our little deer deodorizers. And I cut those off, but the phlox, they ate them. So there's a lavender here, there's a Steldora lily, but there's not much color there. So this is what I'm trying. I got the Millennium alliums, which are in the onion family, and they stink. So I put one here and I put one on that side, which I love the color of it. I thought it was just a purple, but once I put it in with all the other purples and pinks and stuff, it's more of a light pink to a little bit of purple color, and I love it. So I put one here and one over there, and then I divided one up because we have another spot where the deer seem to like. They ate the top of the ruby star cone flowers, so we didn't get any blooms off of that either. But this is the allium. That one, that looks so pretty. Our heather seems to be thickening right up and looking beautiful. It blooms in the spring. It's been there for years, but it's never looked as good as it does right now. It's like an evergreen, very hardy. I love it. Put another Steldora lily in here, some lavender, creeping phlox. Those little sprigs in there, some peppermint that I put in years ago. They never really did very good. I thought it'd be nice to have some peppermint at the cottage for some mojitos that we could go out to the garden and make. Grab the peppermint and make mojitos, but we never made a mojito, and we've never really had much more peppermint than this, which usually gets crazy out of control, so I'm happy with that. Okay, so last time we were here, I reported that the sand cherries were doing fabulous. Well, that changed. The deer have eaten them off. There's nothing but a couple of little sprigs. So I took some of the Millennium alliums and divided them up and put them in between here. It's an experiment. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I don't know. There's another little experiment here too. So we have two of the dry root lilacs. This is one. There was one there is one at the front of the house over there too, but somehow it got ran over by the lawnmower. And it does it does have some leaves, so I think it's going to come back. So it also got a little bit of a reminder here to us all that it's here, and these are some old ski poles. I think it looks cute as hell. I like it a lot. So we put it over here too. We still have some gigantic holes in the yard from when the tree went down. But the what'd you say, the guy that
Association.
the
truck
association,
guy.
the guy who does the work around here, Brad had a chat with. He's going to see if they have any soil that they want to get rid of. They'll dump in here. So maybe we'll have a surprise when we come back. All right, so our oak tree that I planted, when I was weeding, I pulled it out of somewhere and put it in here. This was last year that I did this. It's still alive, and we thought a little protection would be good here too, because we've got a bit of a ORV
Runway.
here, just to like go around the garage, you know. So we kind of wanted to keep them in place, you know, so everybody wasn't just riding all over the yard. And I didn't want the tree to get run over. We did at Wojo's pick up a beautiful butterfly bush. This is a Miss Violet butterfly bush, and we've kept a little bit of the boulevard uncut so that we can track some butterflies. There are some, this side especially has some milkweed, and then we have planted some butterfly weed in there too, which is also a milkweed. It's an orange color, and it's already bloomed, and it's spent, but it's still there, doing good. And we'll keep working on it. I'd like to find some metal butterflies to put along there. Speaking of metal, we do have our Bigfoot that's in the back there, and I know we've shown that before. And then we've got our bottle tree that's made out of metal. But here's my big dinosaur that Brad and the kids got me for a gift years ago. It was at our other house in Canada, and I thought, oh, it needs to come up here. I think he looks super cool up there.
Yeah. Poking around the corner.
Yeah, he peeks around the corner. So now, the last time we had him up, his head, the birds really like putting birds' nests in there.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. They're not going to hurt anything there, and I would enjoy to see the birds' nests. So, okay, this side of the garage, I have always wanted to plant a bit of a garden, because I think this blue wall is such a nice backdrop, and then the road goes by, you know, everybody drives by, so it's seen a lot. So we got these double knockout roses the last time we were up, and we put those in. And then on the way up at Wojo's, we got some Nepeta. This is Cat's Meow. I thought I wanted Cat's Pajamas, but when I saw the Cat's Meow was a little bit bigger, I thought. So we went with that. We got 4 of them along here. I think they get just enough sun. It was debatable, so we've been kind of watching the sun here. But would you say another hour it's going to get sun and have sun for 4 or 5 hours.
Yep.
We'll see how it does. If it doesn't do good, then I'll move it. And then Steldora lilies we put in the back, so we'll see how that goes. I think that'd be a good combo.
Yeah, those roses are growing pretty good.
I think they must be getting enough sun, because they've grown since we've been here. Like just in a month, they've grown. So up here, not a lot of color here either. It's really hard to keep things going here. There's the sedum. That's the best it's ever looked. It's kind of I don't know, maybe it doesn't get enough sun. That's why it's a little sparse, but it's going to bloom, so we'll keep it there. These are a carpet rose. They're a red carpet rose. I put one there, and I put one on this side too, and it's kind of an experiment. Oh, I left the tag on it. It's a red drift carpet rose. So they're just from Myers. They were half off. They look like they should be half off. But we'll see what happens with them. Here's a phlox. This is what the other phlox should look like at the other garden that the deer ate. It's got another little bloom there. They're not as huge and full as they would be in maybe some different soil, but at least it's some blooms. We got creeping phlox in here also, a little lavenders, and this is my Miss Kim lilac. Got a little overspray of blue paint, but it seems to be hanging in there. Yeah, so I think that's it for the cottage garden tour.